Hey there! So today one of my players told me they had never played World of Warcraft before, which is a game that I have been playing for pretty much most of my life. And so as a result, I decided to make this video as a little tutorial for that player and anyone else who wants to watch this. This video is going to be totally unscripted, and I'm going to try my best to approach everything through the eyes of a totally new player. And as a totally new player, I am going to be playing a class I have never played before, which is Monk. So the first thing I do, what's it called? I have some characters on this server already, but I'm going to hit the Create New Character button down here, which will take us to the character creation screen. There are two factions in the game. They are the Alliance, and they are in general, characters have to be the same faction to interact with each other. So Alliance characters cannot generally interact with Horde characters, other than through like fighting each other in PvP. So if you have friends on the server already, you probably want to play the same faction as them. There are a bajillion races in the game. These races over here on the far side will generally be unlocked for people who have played the game, and these ones over here are called allied races, and they interact, and you'll unlock them through doing various achievements and stuff. As you can see, I have not unlocked a whole lot of them. But for the sake of simplicity, I'm playing one of the base races. I'm playing a Pandaren, who are basically these like Kung Fu Panda style monk characters. They have various racial traits. They can put people to sleep and temporarily stun them. They have twice as much experience from sleeping. They get twice as much buffs when they eat food that gives buffs. They're better cooks, and they also take less falling damage. And also, I'm going to make the character in fact be showing up over the course of the campaign. And her name is going to be Tarvi. This is the character creation screen. I can rotate this character left and right. I can zoom in. I can customize various different aspects of this character if I so desire. So I'm going to say brown skin, give you a relatively cute looking face. Personally, I like this hair. I know I like the hairstyle of the. See, I did that wrong. I'm terrible when it comes to character creation. You can literally spend hours here. Let's go pink hair. Let's go green eyes. Let's go with fancy discs for earrings. And then for a tail, we can have either a nub little tail or a very long tail. I'm going to go with a nub, and this little green check mark means the name you pick is available. If not, you can randomize your name. You go next, and then you decide where you would like to start. Exile's Reach is new, and to be totally honest, I haven't explored that, so I'm going to pick the Pandaren normal starting zone, which is the Shang-Chi training grounds. Every race generally starts in a different area, and they all end up joining the same faction event, or they all end up joining the same world eventually. But for the tutorial, you're going to generally be just around your own race. I'm going to hit finish, and bang, we now have a brand new level 1 character here we can play. So in order to play this character, I am going to hit the Enter World key, and the game will start loading. So again, this is going to be totally unscripted. I'm just going to be talking as anything that happens to come to mind right now. I will let the narration play.
You are a Pandaren, born and raised on the mysterious Wandering Isle. While many of your fellow Pandaren prefer a tranquil life, the lure of adventure burns in your blood. Recently, the Wandering Isle has begun erratically weaving about the world's oceans. The air grows cold, and your island home is spiraling toward disaster. As one of the most promising of students at Master Shang's monastery, you may just be the salvation for your people. But first, you must complete your training.
Alright, so we are now in game, and I have realized that not all of my add-ons have been disappeared, so please ignore that for the time being. And we are now in game. Generally, you can press WAS and... Oh, let me turn down the music there. It is relatively high in terms of musical volume. Don't want to deafen you guys out there. Let's say 10% sounds about right. So I am pressing WAS and D to move around, same as in most of these games. Gonna press the spacebar key to jump. Please ignore this total RP thing right there for the time being. I'll explain that when we have a second. This is our character over here. We have 147 health and 100 energy, which I will explain in a second. This is our hotbar. We have one ability called Tiger Palm, which we
I do
can
not have a target.
punch people, which will cost 50 energy and deal physical damage. We also have our racial ability here, which we can punch people and incapacitate them for 4 seconds. Over here is the chat. No one here is currently chatting. This over here is our backpack, which contains various things, most notably our Hearthstone. And this is the menu, which we will explain once we have something to explain. So the first thing I'm going to do upon creating our character is talk to Master Shang-Ji here. I think that's how you pronounce it. The Pandaren are generally like a Chinese, Asian-inspired race, and so I'm going to get a lot of these pronunciations wrong. So this yellow check mark here means he has something he wants us to do. So I'm going to walk over to him and right-click.
It is good to see you, my student.
And he will say, first, you need a weapon suited for your talents. Retrieve a staff from one of the weapon racks below. Bring it to me, and show me you know how to equip it properly. I'm going to press accept to accept the quest, and now we're going to follow this yellow marker that leads us literally to where we want to go. These first few quests are fairly easy, but it's been a while since I made a Pandaren, so I may actually be totally lost here. Find a training staff. Yeah, the weapon racks are here. So this is a gear icon, so this means I can interact with whatever this is. So I'm going to right-click to interact with this. Grab a staff, and now if we press B, we can open our backpack. Your backpack may look slightly different than this, but in general, this is going to be our inventory. So this is an item. It's a two-handed staff. Soulbound means we can't trade it. It deals 1 to 2 damage. And it's worth 13 copper. So I'm going to press right-click to equip this staff, and by opening our character sheet here, we can now see we have our staff equipped along with our starting clothing. This gives us stat benefits, but generally low-level white equipment doesn't give any stat benefits. The only thing we can generally do with this staff is hit people with it. So I'm going to press escape to get out of all those boxes, and I'm going to go back up to Master Shang over here. And this question mark means we have completed a quest, so I'm going to right-click him, and he will say, a fine weapon.
Pass, greatness follows.
I'm going to turn off NPC voices, because I would like to keep talking over them. A fine weapon, it should search your needs well. Now let us put it to use, and he will give us 55 copper and 200 experience points. Ta-da! I'd like to observe you putting your new weapon to use, my young student. This will aid me in determining what degree of training will be best suited to your talents. We have many training targets at the training grounds below. Practice your attacking upon them, and return to me once you're feeling comfortable with your new weapon. And we have to destroy some targets, and in return he'll give us some bracers, money, and experience. So I'm going to press accept to accept this quest, and this white question mark means we have a quest and he is waiting for us to complete it. So I'm going to very quickly turn off NPC vocals. If you're wondering how to do that, it is escape, system, sound. I'm going to turn dialogue all the way down. I believe that turns this off. Yep, it did. Wonderful. So these are our training targets. These yellow health bars mean that they are attackable. And as we hover over them, we get a sword icon, meaning we can attack them. So I'm going to right-click this target, and our character will begin attacking it. We will be attacking this target every 2 or 3 seconds or so, depending on the speed of our weapon. We also have our Tiger Palm ability we can use here to do more damage. So in this case, I'm going to start with Tiger Palm, which does an extra 4 damage when we attack with it. So bang, bang. And that is generally what we're doing. We are right-clicking, we are making sure we're looking at our target, because if you are not facing your target, you can't attack generally. See, it'll say you're facing the wrong way. So you have to be facing your target, but you only have to right-click once, and then your character will begin attacking that target. If you're a melee character, you generally have to be in range. So right now, even though we've right-clicked this target, our character is out of range. And if I hadn't turned off vocal, they would be saying, I am out of range, etc., etc. But once we get back in, they will once again begin automatically attacking whatever it is we have decided. So in this case, it's a training dummy that doesn't fight back. And again, we can right-click on this, and we can use our ability down here to do more damage. Bang! So we have now killed all these training dummies. And the only key I have pressed so far has been our 1 key. And please ignore that. So we are now going to come all the way up here. Jumping is spacebar, by the way. There isn't generally a whole lot of platforming you can do in this game, but you totally can if you're, like, committed to it. And, another reason I like bouncing around as a Pandaren is if we open our spell book, which is the P key, we press this button over here, General. This will link us to all of our racial abilities. And one of our racial abilities, the Pandaren, is Bouncy, meaning all of the fall damage we take is halved. So we can fall from a fairly high place without taking any damage. And I also love these Pandaren. They do like a little cute, like, ooh, butterfly emotion when they fall. So we have finished our quest for Master Shang here. We are right-clicking him. Not bad, Tarvi. You may indeed have chosen the proper path. Good, let us continue. It will give us some bracers, some money, and experience. Dang, so that yellow thing there means we have now leveled up. This will restore all of our health and energy in this case, and generally will give you a new ability. In our case, we have Blackout Kick, where we can kick a guy every 3 seconds for 16 damage. That's pretty good. And also, Shang has another quest for us. Facing a living opponent is a very different thing from a stationary target in a yard. Living opponents strike back. There is the very real fear of failure, and sometimes even death. You must have the courage to overcome these fears. Challenge the other trainees within the temple or down the steps below in order to defeat us. We want to kill some trainees, or defeat them rather. He will give us a better leather belt, he will give us some money, and some experience. Absolutely, why wouldn't we do this? So I'm going to start walking, and again, we have this nice little yellow marker that tells us exactly where to go, and we also have this marker on our minimap telling us exactly where to go. It is very hard to get lost in this game. So we have a number of trainees here we can challenge. This woman seems to be a fine challenge. So again, I could right-click her to start attacking, and our characters will begin automatically attacking each other. I can use my abilities, and they will do damage. Generally, you can just auto-attack everything to death, but if you want to do more damage, you'll want to use your abilities. So this one costs 50 energy to use, but it doesn't have a cooldown. This one does more damage, but we can only use it every 3 seconds. So this time, let's select this person with a left click, and let's open up with one of our abilities. Bang! Punch, kick, punch, kick, and we're also weaving in our auto attacks in there. And she says, you fight honorably, friend. Why, thank you. Alright, how about you? Punch, kick, punch, kick, punch. Yeah, we got a good rhythm there going. Wonderful. Alright, so let's do that again. So, punch, kick, punch, kick. We almost ran out of energy there. Punch. So we, as a monk, we use energy, which means we have a certain amount of it, and it goes up over time to a max of, I believe, 100. Yeah, rogues and thumb druids also use energy. Some classes use mana. Some classes use demonic fellfire as their resource. Depends on what you're doing. So, punch, kick, punch. Yeah, we can just have our character auto-attack if we don't want to use abilities, but generally you always want to be pressing some sort of ability in order to be doing as much damage as you possibly can. This guy has 69 health, and since our ability does so bang, we now punch him normally with our auto-attack. Punch, kick, tiger palm, and he's dead, or we've defeated him. So we can keep fighting these guys, but you generally get a whole lot of rewards from just fighting characters. You want to be completing quests, and you also get a little bit of experience for just exploring the world. But for right now, I'm just going to follow the storyline here of Master Shang. So I'm going to right-click on him to complete this quest. Intriguing, my young pupil. Most of the other trainees have been here for quite some time, but you have been able to match them even within this first hour. This speaks well of you, but there are yet other lessons I would see you learn. And he will give us a bunch of stuff. So, complete quest. We are now level 3. We have gained a new ability. The lesson of the burning scroll. Every wisdom has a time and place, and times are changing for those of us living here on Shenzhen Su. Shenzhen Su is the name of the big-ass turtle that the Pandaren live on. For this lesson, I would ask 2 things of you. For the first, I hold a flame in my hand. Gather your wits, and when you think you are ready, attempt to snatch the flame. Should you succeed, I want you to then climb to the top of this temple and burn the Edict of Temperance that you find there. So we will need to snatch the flame from his hand and burn a scroll. And we've gotten an ability called Roll, which will allow us to roll around for a short distance. Wonderful. So I will hit accept. And, oh, apparently we already snatched the flame in the time that we were talking that discussion. Whoops. Alright, that's what this buff here is. Generally, everything up here in the top corner is a beneficial effect that is given your character. Sometimes it's related to a quest, sometimes it'll give you a stat boost, all depends on the buff. So he wants us to go all the way to the top here, and burn this scroll here. So, burn, burn, burn. Ta-da! And since we have a racial that reduces our falling damage, let's just jump all the way down here. We took 11 damage. That's not a huge amount. And also, we never got a chance to show off our new abilities, so we have a roll. So on a 20-second cooldown, we can do this, which is a great mobility tool. Not all abilities are used for just straight-up combat, so in this case, roll. If we just want to get the fuck out of a situation, we can now do that. So, hello, Master Shang, we have burned your scroll. The fact you were able to snatch the flame so easily is no small feat. Well, we did it without even trying, so sorry. The Edict of Temperance is a scroll of wisdom passed down from my elders' elders. Wisdom from a more peaceful time. Every lesson has its time and place, and with darkness on the horizon, the time for this particular wisdom has passed. The burning of the scrolls and acceptance of tidings to come and a promise to action. Your hand carried the flame, and I suspect it will continue to do so in the future. So thank you for the silver and experience. Bang. Tarvi, I see great strength and great courage, and an unsurpassed purity of soul. The hour is young, but I think you may be ready to face a greater challenge. Go to the bridge at the bottom of the stairs and cross the bridge. Or go to the bottom of the stairs and cross the bridge. There you will find Jaomin Ro, one of our eldest students. Challenge and defeat him in honorable combat, and this first phase of your training will be complete. So he wants us to defeat this character, and he'll give us some handguards, money, and experience. Absolutely. So we've gotten a fair bit of gear at this point, so I should probably explain how to equip it. So if I press B, we will open our inventory, where we have a number of things in here. These sugar case stocks, this is food, so we can right-click this to start eating, which is something we can do out of character if we needed to restore our health. And if we spend at least 10 seconds eating this food, we will become well-fed and get an extra agility point for 15 minutes. So, bang, that's our because as a Pandaren, we get double benefit from food, so we get 2 agility. Wonderful. This is our Hearthstone, which we can use if we right-click it. It will take about 10 seconds to cast. I do not want to use it right now, so if you ever start using your Hearthstone and you don't want to use it, just press any of your movement keys, and that'll interrupt your spellcasting. This will take us back to the main part of the training grounds, and we can also speak to innkeepers to bind it to different locations. We have a set of bracers here, so we could just right-click them to equip them and replace our current bracers, or I could press my C key to open my character sheet and physically drag my bracers over here. In this case, they don't do a whole lot. They are both of these bracers are 1 armor. But hey, I might as well wear the newer stuff. This belt is 2 armor, and our current belt is 1 armor. So let us equip the belt. I'm going to just right-click here. We now have our new belt on, and it will show up on our character sheet. Wonderful. Alright, so let's start walking forward, and let's find this guy we need to fight. And we can even use our roll skill to move a bit faster. And we probably should have rolled down where there's like a straight area. So we have discovered a new location, and that gives us experience points. So you'll level up fairly quickly in the short term. I hope you're ready. Jaramro awaits you just across this bridge. So let's roll across the bridge then, shall we? Bang. Hello, Jaram and Ro. A challenger approaches. So again, we could right-click him to start the auto attack, but I'd like to start this fight with a tiger kick. Punch! Kick! Punch! Kick! Baby elephant takes a bath. Oh boy. He's got some fancy-ass moves. If the enemy is casting a spell, you can see it underneath their health bar. And okay, we have defeated him. I bow to your skill. You have bested me fairly. Wonderful. And so, I suppose we'll have to go... Yeah, there's our master over there. So let's walk over to him. And right-click him. You truly impressed, Harvey. It seems certain the path of the monk is indeed the path for you. And he'll get some new handguards. Complete quest. Bang, we're level 4. Aisi of the Tusharai, or Tushuni. In such a short time, you have shown me that you have the potential to be a great monk. The training grounds are behind you, but now you must prove yourself by facing a far greater challenge, one that none of my students have accomplished. I want you to return to Huo, the Spirit of Fire, to the Temple of Five Dawns. My 2 other most gifted students will help you in this task. The first is Aessa Cloud Singer. Seek her out at the pools to the west, so we will need to find this person. And level 4 has given us an ability called Vivify. So with a 1.5 second cast, we can cause a surge of Mift and heal somebody. Bang. We don't need to heal anybody right now, but being able to heal people is always super useful. Let us follow this road, and we're going to keep using our roll ability to go faster. Don't have to, though. We can take our time. We are a Pandaren after all. We're okay with taking things a bit slowly. Doesn't look to be a whole lot of other players around, but it's because I'm playing at like 1 in the afternoon, or 4 o'clock in the 4 o'clock in the afternoon my time, but 1 o'clock in the afternoon server time. So generally people usually are on evenings and weekends, so we can totally take our time here with no other players around. So roll. Hello there, Mr. Merchant Loho. Come quietly, she is practicing. And hello. I came to ask the famous Elisha Cloudsinger for help, but I just can't bring myself to intrude on her exercises. She's so poised, so practiced, so beautiful. So, about that, you came for Aisa? You really shouldn't interrupt her until she finishes her exercises. She doesn't speak until her routine is done. In the meantime, could you help me? I've had some bad luck with some forest sprites. Sure, as long as you pay us. And so now this person has 2 quests for us. So, Amberleaf scamps swarmed my cart and stole most of my training supplies I was bringing up to the training grounds. They've always been troublemakers, but they've never been this aggressive before. I don't know what happened. Please, find my shit. Okay. And the missing driver. My driver went off running after the sprites after they just attacked. I don't think they'd really do him any harm, but I need him back to help me clean up the mess by his cart. He chased them off the cliff to the north. If you head in that direction, you should find him. And he'll give us 2 things for this. Wonderful. Another thing I noticed about this character is if we right-click them, they have this option here. So what do you have for sale? So this tells us this character is a merchant and will offer to buy and sell crap for us. So we have some old equipment here we're not using anymore. So in order to free up space in our backpack, I'm going to sell our old training cord. I'm going to sell our old wrist wraps. Does he have anything we want? He's got tea, water, meat. With our new healing spell, I don't think we're going to need to buy food in order to heal. So thanks, but no thanks. So I'm just going to walk away from him to end the merchant pop-up. And I forgot to equip my handguards. So let's equip those handguards. And they appear on our character. Nice. So again, I'm just going to follow this little yellow marker here. And we're going to try and rescue the cart driver. Whoom! Oh, there's some scamps over there we also need to deal with. So, hello, scamps. Punch! Kick. Punch! And we've killed the monster now. And this monster has loot on it, as evidenced by the sparkle and the fact when our cursor goes over it, we get a loot pickup. So I'm going to right-click on this monster. He has an inert elemental thing, which we can sell for 7 copper. And some of the stolen training supplies we want. So let's keep hunting these guys for training supplies. So punch, kick, punch. And we got 27 experience for killing that guy. Gonna right click to loot. Yoink and yoink. And hello there. Punch, kick, punch. And got more stuff. We've got 3 of the 6 supplies we need. Wonderful. So keep rolling. And alrighty, hello there, Mr. Scamps. Right click, punch, kick, loot, punch, kick, punch, dead, and loot. And yeah, I've basically just explained 90% of everything we've been doing in WoW, is punching shit, kicking shit, and looting shit. Alrighty. Frenzies are coming, alright? Let's keep punching these guys. Master Shang has trained you well. Thank you, my friend. I couldn't have hopped them off alone. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go find my cart. So, yoink. Cart! And I think he's just going to start yelling for his cart. Alright, so now we have... yeah, he's just yelling for his cart. Because Pandaren are silly. Alright, so keep rolling. And we're going to turn in both of these quests now that we've completed. They say ready for turn in. And we're going to go all back to the same guy. And we're going to say, hey, we did all your shit for you. You're welcome. And it looks like the person we need is done with her training. A challenge in compassion and humility. By helping Merchant Laveau, it seems you've passed, monk. Master Shang would be pleased. So, Merchant Laveau, you needn't worry about hurting the spirits. They're really just living plants when it comes down to it. They'll resprout later. So here's your stuff. Thank you. You're an honorable monk. They've taught you as well. And your other quest, you are too kind, monk. So, boop. And he gave us a bag, a merchant satchel, which means our inventory space has been expanded. We're going to, again, sorry if your inventory doesn't look exactly like this. I forgot to turn off this add-on. And we have the Cloak of the Compassionate, which if we recruit, which if we equip, will give us 1 armor. Bang, we now have a cape. So hello there, Ayusa. I think that's how I pronounce your name. It is a pleasure to meet you, monk. I am Asya of the Tushi. I've spent much time and thought since Master Shang told me we would be searching for Ho, the Spirit of Fire. I know where he resides, but not how close to reach him. But not how to reach him. The answers are close, however. Come with me to the Cave of Meditation nearby. It is a place of great wisdom, and I will meditate there and open my mind, and the past shall find us. Wonderful. So she wants it. Meet me in the cave, if you would, friend. Alright. And she just jumps all the way up there because monks are crazy. Hopefully we can get to that point ourselves. So roll it. And she wants us to guard her in this cave while she meditates. And it looks like there's more than one person doing that. Oh boy, yeah, so we have to keep those creatures at bay while I meditate. Okay, so we are going to be protecting her. Punch! Punch! We're going to think on our feet here as we guard our friend here. Punch! I think we have to wait for... Yeah, we have to wait for this bar to fill up. Now let us just kind of chill. Hello there. Punch! Kick! Punch! Kick! Punch! Generally, we'd usually have to be worrying about mana at this point. But we're a monk, so we use energy. So as long as nothing weird is happening, we will be regenerating 10 energy per second forever. I also noticed that stuff is happening in the chat down there as Aisha is meditating. However, I don't have time to pay attention to that right now, and I am trying to keep these guys off of her. Kick. Oh, let's use our healing spell on ourselves because we're getting pretty low. Kick. Punch. Kick. Punch. Healing spell. There we go. Punch. Kick. Punch. Kick. And again, I'm just pressing 1 and 2 on my keyboard is all I'm doing. 2. 1. 2. Alright, let's do another kick. And okay, we have successfully protected her. And so our path lays before us. Speak to Master Shang. Cool, and Master Shang, you are here. Cool. Hi there, Master Shang. Your path is set out before you. You will be the one to rekindle the spirit of fire and bring it to the safety of the temple. This will not be the only time that you and Asa, I think that's how I pronounce that, work together. She is strong and wise. You can trust in her. And he will give us a vest, which has more armor than our current vest. Thank you. And we're now level 5. Another of my most talented students is awaiting you in Wusong Village to the northwest. He's of a different mind than Aisha, but in their difference, they bring balance to each other. G. Firepaw will instruct you on gathering the offerings for the Spirit of Fire. Trust in his wisdom. We need to go find G. Fireball. And we've gotten a new ability called Crackling Jade Lightning. So this is a channeled ability, causing 7 damage over 4 seconds, and sometimes knocking back melee attackers. Okay, so well, let's test this ability out. So I'm going to left click on this guy and press 5. Nice! Keep doing that. We're not the best at that, so let's... Yeah, our melee abilities definitely do more damage, but hey, we have a ranged attack now. That's nice. Let's grab that thing, which we can sell later. Let's press B, and I'm going to equip our new vest. Bang, we have a white vest. Nice. Alright, so we have 5 hold abilities on our action bar, and pressing 5 while my other finger is on a W is a bit much, but I can totally manage that. Once we get more abilities, though, we may have to expand our action bars a little bit. But I'll get to that when we get to that. But for now, rolling. Oh, this looks to be the new village we want to approach. Let's keep heading in this direction. Again, I apologize for not being able to disable all of my add-ons before I was able to do it. I tried, I failed, unfortunately. And take that, monkey butt! Oh, I love this character. Hello, you look poised and confident. I like that. I've heard some rather impressive whispering about you from the training grounds. If you're half as capable as they say, I think you and I are going to be good friends. And oh boy, we got people attacking us. We call these vicious monkeys swinging into town hosen. They keep themselves normally, but they know something bad's coming, so they like to steal our supplies. In situations like this, the clear answer is the only answer. These monkeys will leave when we force them to leave. To not only defend our town and those we love would be the true crime. This is the way of the Hujin, so let us fight the heck out of these monkeys. These monkeys have red names in them, meaning that they are no longer passive. They will attack anything they see if we come too close. So we need to be careful. We don't want to aggro too many at once. We can use our Crackling Jade Lightning out there at range, and once they join in, use our melee skills. Bang! Alright, we got 2 corpses here, so we can loot both of them at the same time for 42 coppers. Nice! Didn't used to be able to loot multiple corpses at once, so let's open up with our Jade Lightning. And kick! And punch! And kick! And loot. Alright, so he gave us a debuff here, which is dealing a point of physical damage every few seconds. But luckily we have our healing spell, so we are fine. Oh yeah, so red mobs, what's it called? Yellow mobs here, but the mobs with a yellow name will not attack you. Red mobs will attack you on sight. And the vast majority of mobs in the game, or mob in this context means monster, the vast majority of monsters in the game will just attack you as soon as they see you. So it's generally a good idea not to just grab every single monster you see and try and be somewhat tactical about what you approach, because they will move in really weird ways. Punch. And loot. Alright, 6. Let's kill number 7. Again, we are getting money, which we can use for various things. We got 32 experience for that. Oh, that guy moved in a weird way. Kick. And we can also use our roll ability to get the heck out and use our lightning if we so desire to be fancy. And objective complete. Nice. Let's use our healing spell to heal up. Bum. And we haven't even had to use our racial to stun people at all yet. Let us go over to Mr. G. Firepaw. You've got some fight in you. I think I like you, and he will give us some new pants. I'll take the pants. And before I accept the new quest, I'm going to press B. I'm going to go over to our new breeches, which give 3 armor. Right-click, take off our... And we'll see this is bet. These new pants are better than our old pants, because our old pants only gave us 1 armor. The only true crime is in action. And oh boy, more attacking of us. While we deal with this, now that that's done with, let's get to it then. You, the spirit of fire, hungers for dry dogwood root kindling. It grows among the trees south of this village. It should be easy enough for you to gather some. So he wants us to grab some sticks. Strange things about wind. It can be hard to wrap your hands around it. Best practice for me has been finding some sort of living wind. If it can punch you, you can punch it back, and it won't slip through your grasp. Head over to the Shrine of the Summer Breeze and summon such a living wind using this windstone. Best it, gather a fluttering breeze from it, and come back over this way so we can figure out what's next. Sure, alrighty, let's do that. And yeah, that's basically the basics of WoW in a nutshell, is you go from one place to the next. There will be quests for you to do. You can do those quests. You'll get better gear, you'll get better money, you'll get experience, and along the way, you will unlock more and more things. So if I press P here to open our spell book, we will see these are our ability. Oh, let's deal with this first. Whoop. 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 Alright, let's try and get to a safe place before I explain spell books. Let's do this one adventure first. So he wants us to capture a fluttering breeze and grab some sticks. Alright, so this is a windstone, and he's given us a windstone, so summon a living air near the Shrine of the Summer Breeze. I think that's what this is. So this is a quest item, so I'm just going to click on it to use it. Just summon our living air. Hello. And we're going to punch the shit out of it, obviously. So it has a spell it's casting. So mobs can cast spells just the same we can. Ignore that. We've killed the living air. And we can grab its fluttering breeze. Wonderful. And we also need a bunch of these sticks. And I think we're going to have to deal with more monkeys, unfortunately. Punch. Punch. Yeah, combat at the very early levels is fairly simple. Mostly for the sake of new players, but you do get more and more abilities as you level up. I don't know the extent of the monk abilities, because I've never played as one. So this is just as much of a learning experience for you as it is for me. So right now, you can see all these roots we need are glowing. So roll over this guy. Punch these guys. I could grab this loot while we're in combat, but generally that's bad form, because people can interrupt your retrieving thing. So and all these roots are glowing, so it's very easy for us to know what we want to do. Obviously, things will get more complicated as we get for higher level, but right now, the game's just trying to be like, okay, you're a new player, you started playing like 30 minutes ago, make sure you know how to walk around and fight. Alrighty. And that is number 5 for our roots. Oh boy. Let's deal with you. Mr. Hosen. Kick. And we got some more copper. Wonderful. So again, if I press B here, it will show how much money we have. Currently, we have 33 silver and 89 copper, which is a fair amount for this level, mostly because we haven't actually bought anything with our money. And this village is still full of hosen, so I'm not going to relax quite yet. Let's see if we can get somewhere a bit more peaceful. Jumping, jumping, jumping. Hello, G. Hope you're not shy about getting your hands dirty. You've returned, roots in hand. You're down to business kind of gal, aren't you? I like that. Let's deal with this as we turn in this quest. Punch. Kick. Loot. You know what I am to seize opportunity? I think you and I are kindred spirits, Tarvi. Here's some boots. And we are now level 6. So let's equip our new boots. And we have a new spell called Leg Sweep. Knocks down all enemies within 6 yards, stunning them for 6 seconds. Cool, alright, that's an ability we're going to be making use of. You've done very well this far, my student. You have the materials you need to rekindle Hu, the spirit of fire. In the cave to the southwest he awaits, but he is guarded by Master Li Fei, the Pandaren elder you met in the Cave of Meditation. Go to Master Li Fei with the offerings. Prove yourself, then meet with Hu. Or Hu. So we need to speak to Master Li Fei in the Shrine of Inner Light. Alright, now we need to go that way. Let's try and get somewhere a bit safer. Because now we have a fair number of abilities on our ability bar. This keeps going, obviously. Oop, let's deal with this. This keeps going, and you may have even heard or seen screenshots of like WoW players with like literally piano keys of key bars. That's not required. You can totally play WoW with like just 5 abilities. But in general, you will want to keybind abilities to be able to use more of them effectively. Right now, we only have 6 abilities, though. So, and in general, we're only really using, like, our first and second ability. Our third ability is a movement ability. So we are using our... let me try and loot that. Yeah, so in general, for combat so far, we've only really been using 1 and 2. Number 3 moves us around. Number 4 is a heal. Number 5 is our ranged ability. And number 6 stuns everyone around us, which is nice. But I think I want to put them on keys that are a bit more accessible. So what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to try and find a place that isn't too hard. So yeah, and I'm sorry if this is a little bit too advanced for a beginner's tutorial, but this is something you're going to need to know sooner or later. So I'm going to press escape. I'm going to go down to key binding. And in this game, you can basically bind you can rebind every single key in the entire game. You can change your move and steer. To unsheath an unsheath weapon. Personally, I've had auto run on my R key for like years. So if I press R, I just keep running forward forever. That's probably not going to be the case on your keyboard, but you can make it that key if you so desire. You can go down to action bar. You can have different keys for different abilities. You can say, I want to target the nearest enemy with a different key. And there are a bajillion key bindings. Personally, the thing I'm going to care about is multi-action binding, which sounds complicated, but it really isn't. So what I'm going to do here is escape, interface, action bars, and I'd like more action bars. So boop, 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 boop. So we have action bars. We're not going to put anything on them, so ignore all of this. What I'm going to do is I want to say, generally when I play WoW characters, I have my healing ability on my T key. Because if you look down at your keyboard right now, if you've got your fingers on W, A, S, and D, it's going to be a heck of a lot easier for me to hit T than it is for me to hit, say, 7. Because that's going to require me to move my hand. So what I did is if I go under key bindings, multi-action bar, I've decided bottom left action bar 11, which is this button right here that my mouse is over, is now my T key. So if I move this, and the way I pick up abilities is I left click them while holding the shift key, I can move it over to here, and now I can press T, and now I can use my healing ability. Wonderful. And this has now freed up space on my main action bar. And I can do this for other things. So for instance, Looking down at my keys, I like to use my Z key for whatever speed, whatever ability I have as my class, which lets me move real fast. So I'm going to press Shift left click, pick up a roll, put it on my Z key. So now pressing 3 does nothing, but if I press Z, I roll forward. And same deal for all my other abilities. So let's say I want, if I want my F key to be, because press F to pay respects meme, so I want my F to be my crowd control ability here, which stuns people for 6 seconds. I can put that on my F with shift left click. Bang, when I press F, that ability is now done. So now I have these spaces free on my action bar to say move my Jade Lightning over to key number 3. Or I could put my Quaking Palm on this key. Or whatever other key I wanted to put it on, but I'll put it there because I'm trying to keep things relatively. Again, re-key binding like this is a somewhat advanced topic, and you don't need to do it. Again, you can totally like keep everything on your one action bar, and you can even like swap between them while using this like this. But it's something you should probably get familiar with, is rebinding keys with action bars. But again, that absolutely not required. I'm just doing it here because I'm used to moving by pressing Z and healing by pressing T. But anyway, all of that out of the way, we have someone we need to speak to in the Shrine of the Inner Light, which is in here. So up there, so it is dangerous to enter the shrine now. Alrighty. Luckily, hopefully we can time our rolls to get through. Whoa! Ouch. Oop. Oop. And if you're wondering what that sound is, that's another one of my add-ons I forgot to deinstall. It's an add-on that makes a really, really loud noise whenever you're standing in something you're not supposed to be standing in. It's really stupid, but I like it because it's really useful. Because sometimes if there's like a bajillion spell effects going around, you don't realize you're standing in horrible badness. But okay, when I do my next video, I'm going to try my best to turn off all of these add-ons for real this time. And alrighty, you are Master Life, and oh boy, your level is question mark, and so this skull means this character is a boss. So they are probably going to be significantly more powerful than other creatures might be. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. There is a path before you, but you choose the trials you will face, and the trials you will overcome. Thank you. You are strong of mind and strong of will, but you lack the skills to face me in combat. You must fight with your body, but in truth, it is your character that is being tested. Let us even the playing field. Take this torch, lay it in the brazier next to me, and then use it to light the 3 unlit bracers around the pool. Absolutely. So, I have a torch in our inventory. I'm going to right-click this bracer of the flickering flame to light the torch. Ba-bang. And I'm going to right-click each of these bracers to light them. Ba-bang. Don't ask why I can carry a torch in the water. Ba-bang. And if you're wondering how I'm moving the camera right here, it's if I hold left-click when I'm not touching anything, I can spin the camera around like this. If I hold right-click, I can turn my character like this. So instead of using the keys on your keyboard to turn your character, which tends to take like a really long time, you can turn with your mouse, which makes you turn around stupid fast. Obviously, depending on your mouse's DPI. Let's light this bracer. And alrighty. Hello there. Are you happy with your bracers? These fires will give you the strength that you've not yet obtained. They will illuminate your potential. And we've got an achievement for doing 50 quests. Nice. It is time for you to face me. With these 3 fires illuminating your potential, we will see with certainty whether your resolved soul is truly worthy of passing. And he will give us the choice between a staff or a mace, money, experience, and a bag. So absolutely, we're going to fight you. Oh boy. Alright, hello, Master Life. Taste our lightning. Oh boy, alright, punch. Kick. Oh boy. Lightning. Oh, ouch. Lightning. And you see we have some new buffs here. I don't have time to look at exactly what they do, though. Stun. Kick. Punch. Punch. Let's use our... Oh, jeez. Lightning. hitting us. Let's roll away. Use more lightning. Ah, shit. Next to us. Can't deploy spell cap. Let's keep moving. Kick. Punch. Let's use our racial. See if we can stun him. There we go. Get around behind him. Kick. Punch. Kick. Oh, jeez. Lightning. I really like this lightning ability. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it's effective. Punch. Kick. Punch. He's attacking us. Oh, jeez. So again, I'm only really pressing 1, 2, and 3 here. Occasionally I'm pressing the F to stun him, which interrupts his spellcast. Bang! We have defeated him. Ta-da! You have earned the right to proceed. Who lies beyond? Remember always, the superior warrior is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. And he will offer us a mace, which does more damage, or a staff, which does even more damage. I'll take the staff, thank you very much. And we'll also get a bag. Nice. You are worthy of pathing, monk. Who, the spirit of fire, rests in the chamber beyond. Let him feast upon the kindling you've gathered, and use the wind to fan his flames. Doing so should endure you to him. Once he is ignited, if he is willing, lead him to the Temple of the Five Dawns, the building standing high in the center of this island. Alrighty. And let's open our bag. Let us equip our new staff, which does more damage than our previous staff. Let us go see this Spirit of Fire gentleman. Hello there. Would you like these offerings of wood we have gotten you? And a wind. Hey! I take it that means that worked. Hello, Mr. Spirit of Fire. Through the glare, it looks like Hugh is smiling. He seems to have warmed up to you. Hugh bounces around excitedly, ready to follow you. Master Shang told you to bring Hugh to meet you at the Temple of the Five Dawns in the center of the island. Your next destination lies before you. So we shall accept this quest, and I believe he's now going to start following us. Wonderful. Alrighty. So it's about 50 minutes so far, a little bit above 50 minutes actually. So I think this might be where we call it for the night. As I take this guy just out of this temple, please do not mind the water. Bang. There might have been a quicker way out of the temple, but I didn't see it. So I'm just going down this way. And once we drop off Mr. Fire Spirit, I'll call the video there. And actually, Mr. Fire Spirit is giving us a movement speed buff. Absolutely, I'll take it. And we can even keep using, or actually rolling into water was probably not the best idea, especially while we have a Fire Spirit with us. We can also press M to bring up a map of the local area. So this is where we're trying to get for the Passion of Shenzhen Su. So, and also we have this, yes, we do have the Fire Spirit with us. It's great. Super rolling. Let's get all the way up here to the top of this temple here. Zoom, zoom. Another 100 odd yards. We are now at the Temple of the Five Dawns, which is just this awesome Chinese-inspired architecture. I love the architecture in this game. Every single zone has their own, like, unique spin on the architecture. Alrighty, hello, Master. Welcome, Hugh. The people have missed your warmth. Tarvi, you've done very well. Who, the Spirit of Fire, is here. The temple flames are reignited. You accomplished the challenge I put before you, and with it, seeming ease. There is greater purpose to bringing Hugh to the temple. It is time I tell you more of things to come. And I think we're gonna call it there. You've conquered every challenge I put before you, Tarvi. You have safely found Hugh, and brought him safely to the temple. There is a much larger problem we face now, my students. Shenzhen Su is in pain. If we do not act, the very land on which we stand could die, and all of us with it. Is that it? We need to speak to Shenzhen Su and discover how to heal it. And to do that, we need the 4 elemental spirits returned. Hugh was the first. G, I'd like you to go to the Dowlong farmstead in search of Wugo, the spirit of the earth. On it! Asia, I'd like you to go to the Singing Pools to find Shu, the spirit of water. Yes, master. And Tarvi, you should be the hand that guides us all. Speak to me for a moment before you join Asia at the Singing Pools to the east. And that is where we will call it. Hope y'all had fun, and I shall continue this at some other time.